still missing when it comes to just kind of whether how the stuff is playing, the location, whatever the sorts might be?
I think with Tanner, it's just mislocation. I think that it's, you look at the Alvarez, the Lindor was down, but it was middle. I just think it's just sort of just missing in the big part of the plate or the wrong part of the plate, given a particular hitter. And, every my eyes and talking to our pitching guys, the stuff's good. It's just the command just isn't where it needs to be right now.
Do you think it's something mechanically for him that he's trying to work through?
It just seems like if probably so, if the stuff is there and you're not kind of finally commanding the baseball, that certainly does speak to mechanical issues, and it's probably really minute, but obviously making a big difference, because obviously the intent isn't to, go to the middle part of the plate where hitters like to swing the bat.
Obviously, you guys are kind of short-handed in the pen, but has it reached a point with him where he needs a reset or a softer landing spot in some of these games? Or?
Yeah, I think that there's also, we're still trying to win games, and obviously you have to look at who's available and, who can handle leverage and things like that. And I think, to be quite honest, we're relying a lot on two rookies. And so you got to give credit to Jack and Ben, but it's the other guys' responsibilities as well, who've been through the trials and had a lot more experience in those two players. So I just don't feel it's right to put everything on those two young players. I don't.
Do you feel like you have another option at closer?
Right now it's kind of how the game, plays out, and you try to get to the ninth inning with a lead, and we came back, fought back in the ninth today, and and in other games, you have to kind of pick matchups and who's throwing the baseball well and who you believe in, who can kind of manage that situation. And so there's not one particular close right now, and I think I've shown that, using different guys and leverage and finishing games and things like that. But yeah, right now there is no dedicated closer.
You're in a save situation the next couple games, and the matchups on paper look favorable for Tanner. Would you go to him still, or would you?
Yeah, I would, and I think that it's one of those things that sometimes we don't have the luxury always of having a reset for guys, given the inexperience, the usage of certain guys. But there are guys, there's a few guys that I feel comfortable finishing a game with, though.
Was Mookie available tonight?
Yeah, Mookie's available.
With the pinch hit with Conforto and Smith, kind of how did that play out?
I was just kind of wanting to wait as long as I could to see if they were going to keep the Stu in the game, to potentially give Michael a different matchup with Budo. But at the end of the day, I was going to take my chance on Will getting a hit against a neutral Budo, and then Tommy getting a hit.
For as long as Dustin's been here, does it surprise you that he has a career high in starts and innings pitched today?
I'm not surprised. He's worked hard to get back. He's been very efficient. I think that just the pitch mix has been really good, and I think the last few, Dalton's done a fantastic job with him, and he's strong, and so there's a lot more in there, and so not terribly surprised, but yeah, it's interesting given his workload over the last couple of years, and I just realized that this is the most he's thrown. So, but I feel he's in a good spot physically.
Offense took a while to get going, both of the last 2 days. Is there a common thread, Yarborough and Blackburn?
I think so. I think the common thread is you got guys that don't throw the ball hard, that pitch backward, that use a breaking ball, change up, cutter, and guys are timed up for velocity. No excuse. You still got to find a way to hit those guys. And we had some bad at-bats tonight. There were some bad strikeouts and some, but you got to give Blackburn credit for answering the call But yeah, the last couple nights against starters that you would think on paper, but again, you don't play on paper, I get that. But it was still, we still had our chance tonight.
Did that Otani home run kind of jumpstart some things for you guys in the seventh, and just those last couple innings, the chances you're able to build?
It was a boost, certainly, but I think it just goes to guys with plus stuff and good velocity. We just seem to bear down on guys like that.
The passing of a Japanese baseball legend, Shigeru Nagashimo's news came right before the game. Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't met him, and I didn't hear this. I didn't hear this news. So yeah, obviously the thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, but I didn't hear that news.
You've had a few of these late losses in the last couple of weeks. Do they sting more, linger longer?
They do. They do. A loss is a loss, but when you feel that you've done enough to win a game late and then to not come away with it, it stings a little bit more. But we do a good job of being resilient, coming back, and we've got Clayton coming off a decent outing in Cleveland. So I still like where our pen is at. I still like where our offense is at in totality. Mookie will be back in there tomorrow. So, like most days, I feel good about that particular day winning. Thanks, guys.